Alright, so you're watching this video because you're considering joining the United States military. Well, if you are thinking that, I got a little bit of advice for you. Go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Also, I just launched a t-shirt company, so go down below in the description if you want to cop a DEEPSIDE t-shirt, custom designed by me, yours truly. So go ahead and leave a like and subscribe. Let's get right into the video. Alright, so the first thing I want you to consider whenever you are considering joining the military is what kind of job you want to work, what you're willing to, sacrifice, and what branch suits what you want to get out of the military the most, you know what I mean? Some people want to come into the military and they want to be in for 20 years, get the full retirement. So you need to find some type of job that's, going to help you, you know what I mean? You need to go in and do your research, really figure out what you're signing up for before you decide to put your name on that contract. Because whenever you sign that contract, man, as much as your recruiter will tell you, because yes, you can cross race, you can change jobs, but just to be safe, man, don't sign anything with hopes that you're going to change it. You know what I mean? You got to research everything that you're signing, because ultimately you are going to be serving for the time that you are in the military for X amount of years that you signed up. Usually it's 4 to 6. Mine is a 5-year contract, so I don't get out of the military till 2027. However, you need to consider that. So there's a saying in the Navy, because if you don't know already, I'm in the United States Navy. So the Navy is a little bit different, but we have the saying that says your rate is your fate. You know what I mean? So whatever job that you choose to end up working, that's going to be your life. You know what I mean? I was thinking about doing a video with my buddy. He is a CS, a culinary specialist, and he was telling me that, they're the first ones to get there, and then the last ones to leave. You know what I mean? And you got to realize, like, you got to learn your hours of how you're going to be working. You got to learn the type of things that you're going to be doing. You got to realize what you are willing to sacrifice to get those benefits, to get that retirement check, you know what I mean? To go out there and, get the experience that you need to set you up for life. If you're trying to do something, if not in the military, after the military, like me, I picked a job where I could translate my skills over to something else in the civilian world. Being an MC, I learned Photoshop, I learned Premiere, I learned all these different Adobe programs. I'm learning how to do media stuff now that I'm in the fleet, actually working in a media shop, understanding the way we do things, learning social media. I'm trying to get put on the social media team right now, you know what I mean? And I picked all of that because I knew ultimately it was going to benefit my goals long term. It was going to help me do better with music, do better with graphic design, you know what I mean? I'm launching a t-shirt company because I learned graphic design from the military, and the military paid me to learn it, you know what I mean? So you need to find something that's, gonna actually help you with your life, you know what I mean? The cool thing about my job also is whenever I went to A school, I did the research on this. I got 18 college credits, which will help me get my associates. Like, as soon as I can start getting tuition assistance while I'm in the military, and then when I get out of the military, I'm going to be able to just go to college and they'll pay for it. You know what I mean? I'll be living in the dorms or whatever, and I'll be chilling, man. And that's the kind of mindset that you got to have whenever you join the military. You know what I mean? That's my advice to you. That's my first piece of advice. My second piece of advice, and this is something I wish somebody would have told me. I think people did tell me, but I probably didn't listen. Because I was just that type of guy. But when you are going into the military, you gotta understand, like, it's not all easy. Like, it's not, you're gonna get in there, you're gonna be happy every day. You're not gonna get in there and you're gonna want to work all the time. A lot of people in the military, especially if you're in the Navy, you work long hours. You know what I mean? You do things that you don't want to do sometimes. Some days, you're just like, man, I don't want to work. You know what I mean? And you can't just quit. You gotta go in with the mindset of, like, I'm doing this for my future. I'm doing this for me, or whatever reason that you have. Like, and you got to keep that on the forefront of your brain, because if not, bro, you're just going to be miserable for those years. And honestly, like, you don't want to be that type of person, man. A lot of people join the military so that they can be better. So you know what I mean? When you get in there and it's hard, like, you gotta understand, like, it's actually sacrifice. The reason they say thank you for your service isn't just because, you know what I mean, you just get to have this really cool job, man. Like, you sacrifice time with your family. If you have kids, you know what I mean, you lose time with your kids, you lose time with your wives. You know, for me, I don't have that, but you know what I mean, I got family, you know, and I moved away from home, you know what I mean, and I don't know anybody. I gotta start over every couple of years, you know what I mean. I've already started over 3 times now, you know what I mean, and I still got a life back home, but it's not my life, you know what I mean. That's more like vacation when I go back up there, you know. So when you're out there, you know what I mean, and you're considering joining the military, or maybe you already signed up for the military, you gotta understand, bro, like, it's not always gonna be easy. It's not always gonna be fun, but you know what I mean, you have to make it worth it for yourself. You know what I mean? You have to make the conscious decision of, like, yeah, sometimes it's gonna suck, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's gonna be hard, but ultimately, when it's all said and done, I'm going to be better. I'm going to be in a better situation than I ever could have been if I didn't join the military. And that's ultimately what's gonna, you know, help you. I'm a firm believer in that when life is too easy, you gotta do things that make it harder on you. You gotta continue to challenge yourself, continue to challenge your brain, because if not, bro, what's the point of even living? If you're not growing, there's no point of getting out there and trying to, like, just live, bro. Like, who wants to work at the same, you know, boring Olive Garden job for 30 years? You know what I mean? That's all I saw back home. So whenever you are joining the military, whenever you do join the military, don't come back to this video or come to my channel and say, I didn't tell you that it wasn't going to be hard. I didn't tell you it was going to be, you know, always fun. It's not always fun, you know what I mean? You do things that you don't want to do. You do things sometimes, I don't know about the other branches, but in the Navy, like, you have to do watch. You have to stand there, you know, watch over the ship. You do things like cranking or temporary assigned duty, where you don't work in the department that you signed up to work in. You know what I mean? You do things like that, and ultimately you got to make the best out of it, because you signed that contract. So you need to understand it's not always hard, but you got to make it worth it for you. Because so far, that's been the mindset that's made me, you know, enjoy the military. Because it's like, you know what? No matter how much sometimes work sucks, this will all be worth it. You know what I mean? And I appreciate the opportunity that the Navy has given me to, you know, travel and also, you know, go work. I know a lot of people want to join the military and they can't. You know what I mean? And you gotta keep that in mind also, man. Whenever you're out there complaining, like, you gotta understand, man, people would, like, literally kill to be in your shoes. You know what I mean? There's people who got disqualified for the military for, you know, maybe they have a disability or something like that, and you gotta understand, like, that it's a blessing. You know what I mean? Everything given to you is a blessing. And so that would be my other piece of advice. Other than that, man, I don't want to keep this video too long. I feel like I said what I had to say as far as advice for the military. Again, if you guys have any questions, always feel free to hit me up on Instagram at DEEPSIDE999, or put them in the comments, preferably the comments. That way, if I answer your question, you know what I mean, y'all can look down in the comments and it's, like, easier, you know what I mean? Somebody might have the same question as you. So, you know what I mean? I just care about you guys. You know, I want to build a community of just dope ass people. You know what I mean? All these videos is just like documentation for me. When I give advice, I just try to give advice to myself in the past, you know, things that I've been through, you know what I mean, where I wish somebody would have told me this. That's kind of been the purpose of these advice videos, these channels, you know what I mean? Also, some videos I do is more of, like, me just being honest with y'all, because I feel like there's a lot of things that, like, people go through, and you gotta find, like, the ways to relate, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I appreciate you specifically, you know, for watching this video all the way through. And if you are interested in copying one of my t-shirts, I'm going to link that in the description down below, so go ahead and peep that. And videos come out every single Friday also. And I gotta say this in every video, Nothing on my channel is official information from the Navy or the Department of Defense or anything like that. This is just all my perspective from a civilian point of view. But I like talking about the military, and you know, I feel like that coincides with life, especially my life. So yeah, I appreciate you, man. Stay blessed. Peace.